Hi guys, welcome to the second video in this Mercedes series. As you can see, we got our rims back with tires removed. Today we are going to fix these rims by filling off all these scuff marks and repainting them. As you can see, these rims are full of brake dust, so the first thing we'll do is clean them. I'm using some oven cleaner because this is a really good degreaser. For the inside of these rims, I've got this attachment that you normally use on carpets on your car. I already did the edge of the rim, and as you can see, it's working really well. So all I have to do now is the rest of this rim and 3 others. So as you can see, the first run already took away a lot of the dirt and brake dust. I soaked it again, and then you can do it again with the brush for a second time. Normally most of it will be removed, and anything that isn't removed you can take off with sanding paper. Alright, so as it turns out, I did have a wire brush, and as you can see, it makes it really clean. All these little spots and such we can get out with the sanding paper, but it's a whole lot better than what we first started with. As you can see, this rim hasn't been done yet and is a whole lot dirtier, but this will come to look like this one, and this one will come to look like new. Okay, so using the wire brush I cleaned up some of the damages that we found. As you can see, they don't look as bad anymore. So now I'm going to fill them up using some of this metal plast. It's a Bondo but with metal pieces in it, so it can either be powder coated, but that's not what we're going to do. So I'll put this on a thin layer, because the damage isn't that deep after all. Then you can sand it down along with the paint that is on the rim still. So for this stuff to work, you actually have 2 components. You have your base, which is basically the Bondo itself, and then you have a hardener. About 1 pea drop sized per golf ball is the way to go. I just tend to look at the color. The more hardener you put in it, the quicker it will hard, so the less time you have to process the product. So don't put too much if you have a lot to do, so it doesn't get hard by halfway your job. Then it's just mixing it up really well, so your hardener is mixed well with the rest of the products. Don't forget, you need good tools when you are doing this, so don't use one of these. Get you some decent spatulas. So onto the rim itself, as I said, you just need to apply a thin coat to where your damage is. Just enough to fill it up, because the more or the thicker you make your layer, the more you will have to sand down. If you don't get it perfect on the first try, you can always come back and apply another coat when this one is dry. I'm by no means a professional at this. And as long as you get the job done. If you have rims without shapes, make sure you don't distort those shapes. So if you have a wave or something going in, make sure you keep that in place, so when you paint it, it all looks even and pretty. You don't want to put in all that effort and then find out that you messed up. If you still have some very small cracks to fill when you are done, you can always use a filler primer. So it's kind of it's the same as primer, but it's a little thicker, so it fills up all the little creases. Just don't forget to sand down your filler primer. Doesn't look all that pretty right now, but you can use a file because it has metal in it and it won't chip away too much, and some sandpaper, and you can have this rim looking back as new. So we'll let that dry. Normally it takes about 20 to 30 minutes depending on how much harder you've used and the temperature. Then you can sand it down slightly, and if it doesn't take out huge chunks or you notice it's just dry, you can do the entire rim. Then you can sand the rest of the rim down, make it ready for primer, and repeat the step 3 more times. So after the filler I did some sanding, everything was nice and smooth, and then I applied some filler primer. As you can see, or can't see, there's no more damage left. So now all we have to do is sand the rim entirely, so we can get it ready for a base coat and then apply some color. Okay, so after some more sanding, I finally put on the first coat of primer. And as you can see, it's starting to look like a new rim. I'll let it dry for 15 to 20 minutes right in front of this heater. And then I will apply the color, which will be just plain rim silver. Alright guys, so I just finished putting on the second layer of paint on this rim. As you can see, it's nice silver metallic. It has to dry now and then you can put on the clear coat. Then I have to do the rest of the rims, which are now still dirty. And in the next video we'll have some tires on and we'll be putting them back on the car. So thank you for watching this video of how I restored these rims, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.